Hey, you guys. It is Wednesday, January 22nd, and it's the hit list. We are back with our mid-season, season three, um, and we're about to get into some tea. First off, hello, and before we go into anything, if you could please like and share this telecast, I'd be more than happy about that. Before we get into our content tonight, I want to introduce you to one of our new co-hosts, Frederick Alfonso. He's right under me. If you want to talk to the viewers and tell them a little bit about yourself, Frederick, go ahead.
What's going on, Hit List fam? I'm so happy to be here with all the other co-hosts. My name is Frederick Alfonso. You can find me on all social media platforms or right there at Frederick Alfonso. I am a hoot. I love comedy. I love laughing. I love entertainment. I love fashion. I love everything about everybody. I'm so happy to be on this panel. I have been watching you guys for a while, so I'm so glad to join the team and be here. A little bit about me. I currently live on the West Coast, but I am a Chicago native, as well as Minneapolis as well. So I work in arts and entertainment. I also am a arts educator, have been an arts educator for many years, worked through Chicago Public Schools for about 12 years. Then I decided to put my Broadway hat back on and my tap shoes, and I shuffled my way on over to the West Coast, and I have been loving it living here over on the West Coast. So I am an arts educator here, teaching kindergarten through eighth grade about theater. Y'all pray my strength because these kids is bad. But nonetheless, I enjoy pouring into the future of what will be the future entertainers and whatnot. So I am super excited to be here, and I am excited to get into tonight's conversation. So I don't know about y'all, but hit me up. Glad to be here.
That's what's up, Frederick. I'm so excited to have you on the panel, and I think you're going to bring a lot to the show. So, without further ado, let's get into some little business. Disclaimer: copyright under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Also, if you are in the Chicagoland area, I am seeking males 18 to 40 who can sing, dance, rap for the next song and dance extravaganza that's bound to rock the Windy City. Villain Inc. and CC2 Productions have teamed up to produce an all-new first-class entertainment experience that's been described as the new edition meets K-pop and beyond. This new entity is a 360-degree music and dance spectacular guaranteed to wow masses. Candidates interested should submit to me a headshot and resume, your availability for fall 2004, winter 2005, to villaindisco@gmail.com. I can't say too much about what we are doing, but we're trying.
I'm only 17.
No. We are looking for people who are passionate about singing and dancing and who have open availability to do the damn thing. So if you're interested, hit me up. So this week, something happened on Monday. What happened on Monday? Oh, yeah, it was MLK holiday. It was also the inauguration of the 47th president, Donald Trump. So without going into each of things he's been doing already this week, I just want to have a roundtable talk and see how everyone just felt about. I know myself, I felt down. I felt a little depressed. I felt defeated watching it. And so I want to get everyone else's opinion. Shaq, well, let's go to Natasha first, then we'll go to Shaq. Natasha, how did you feel about the inauguration? What were your thoughts?
So I am being very intent on blocking out as much as I can about this presidency for the next 4 years. However, he is working on stuff with Medicare and Medicaid, and I am a social worker that works directly with Medicare and Medicaid. So unfortunately, I have to pay attention to some stuff. Having said that, I am going to still be very intentional on blocking everything out that I possibly can for the next 4 years. So I did not give the inauguration much attention. I saw that we had a few rappers that decided to perform in some pre-inaugural activities. Mm-hmm. So other than that, I am being intentional on blocking this out.
Okay. Shaq, what about you? You're on mute. We can't hear you.
Look at me. I'm together. You see how I got to mute and everything? Trying to control this sound, you know. I'm just waiting to see what happened approach. I think I am in the same place that a lot of maybe opinionated, educated Black women feel, right? Which is that this is what y'all wanted, this is what y'all got, and I'm bowing out. I am trying to drink my water, mind my business, and stay out of legal trouble for the next 4 years, and that is my intent. We'll see what happens. That's where I am on it. It can't be undone. We can't stop it. This train is rolling. So I'd advise people to get out of the way, wait to see what happens, and hope there's something in it for you. And I also spent a little bit of time being bewildered because I mean he came in hard day one, and my God. So yeah.
All right. Michael, how did you feel?
You know, I felt fine. I watched it. A lot of pomp and circumstance, very on brand for Trump. Listen, we've had months to prepare for this. And I'm not going to swim upstream this go around. Everyone's losing their collective minds. You know, every kind of minority group is saying, can you believe this? Can you believe that? Yes, I can. All right. So keep your head down, make some money, get the fuck over it. We're all adults.
Yeah, I think it's harder for some of us, but I get what you're saying. Frederick, what about you? How did you feel about the inauguration?
I did not watch it. I celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King because it was his day, and I said, listen, I am not going to involve myself in none of that. I don't know who scheduled this, who made the calendar, but I got an art and a beef with whoever made the calendar and decided to put these two events on the same day. So I'll take the rest of that for later. But I celebrated the great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That's what I did. Mm-hmm.
That's the way to do it. Marcus, what about yourself?
Well, you know, Jesus already had a problem with it when Carrie Underwood's music wasn't even working. That was the heavens saying, you don't need to sing. This president doesn't need to be inaugurated. And the fact that hoe had to ask the whole audience to sing with her, it's just, your presidency starting like that, y'all can't even turn the stereo on. We're in for a long 4 years. Backpacking, what Michael said, keep your head low, mind your business, and just enjoy the train wreck that we're about to see. This is what y'all wanted. Let's sit back and let them enjoy what they voted for. And especially my Latinos who voted for him. Oh, look, the White House already took down your Twitter page and all your social media representing the Spanish Latino youth for the White House. Congratulations. See you in Mexico.
Most definitely. Tamar, what about you?
I was sad too. It's just a lot of mixed emotions because there's so many people that are being affected, and as a human, I don't know how I could not be affected by that because emotionally, a lot of people are hurting, and it's gonna like trickle down. But the only thing I can do right now is I did not indulge in it. I already knew what he was coming in to do, but the emotions when it all sets in and you see all these people that are being affected crying on national TV, it hits different.
Yeah.
The thing I can do, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The thing I can do right now is, like Michael said and other people said, keep your head down, make your money, do what you can. There's only so much we can do. Just be prepared for the unprepared because we don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. Excuse my French, I'm sorry. We don't know what he's gonna do. Yeah, we just, like Marcus said, if you voted for him, congratulations. I'm about to eat my popcorn and sit back and mind my peas.
Yep.
I was on Twitter and Instagram, and that's everything you've been seeing. And so I was scrolling through and I saw Dr. Bernice King, Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter. She gave a speech that really kind of gave me hope. It was really anointed. It was really on time. And I want to share a few clips with you guys. I can't share the whole thing, but I recommend you go watch the whole thing if you can. But these are a couple of clips I just want to share with you guys.
Because of the notable contrast, today marks 40 years since the inception of the national holiday. And this is only the third time it has coincided with the presidential inauguration. However, this time it has become a major factor for so many people because of the notable contrast in the two men who are sharing the same space in today's news cycle and on today's Gregorian calendar. For some, today's inauguration represents the best of times, make America great again. And for others, it highlights the worst of times, set America back again. For some, today's King holiday represents a day to champion freedom, justice, and democracy. For others, it's a day to decry DEI, disavow a legacy of peace, love, and justice, and distort the meaning of King's words. But regardless of how this day shows up for you, we must remember the mission and be in pursuit of it.
Yes.
And then here's the next clip.
We will not go back. And not only that, we will not close our eyes. We will not be silent. In the spirit of love, in the spirit of determination, we declare that we will remain woke because too much is on the line. Our health care is on the line. The equitable education of our children is on the line. Our housing affordability is on the line. Our basic civil rights protections are on the line. Our economic safety net is on the line. DEI is on the line. The learning of our true history is on the line. Our voting rights are on the line. Freedom, justice, and democracy are on the line. And the survival of our humanity is on the line.
That really hit home with me. I almost cried when I was watching it because it just came at the right time, and it was just everything she was saying. She's such an orator. I think she gets it from her dad, but it was really good speech, and I suggest everyone go watch the whole thing. It was about 10 minutes, but those are two clips that really hit home with me. Speaking of Bernice King, God, Sexy Red posted this on Twitter, and Bernice King said, "This is intentionally distasteful, dishonoring, deplorable, and disrespectful to my family and my father, who is not here to respond himself, because he was assassinated for working for your civil and human rights, and to the end war and poverty." I do respect Sexy Red for she actually apologized and she said she meant no harm. And what do you guys think about this?
This is so Sexy Red. This is on brand. Sexy Red is a hot disaster. She didn't mean no harm by that. She literally thought that she was just being cute and ghetto. Like, I truly believe she had no harm in her heart. That's why she apologized so fast. This is on brand for her. She's a ghetto-ass chick. What do ghetto-ass chicks do? You know, like back in the day when we were in high school and it was Martin Luther King Day and all the posters with like the girls booty hopping on like the cars and shit. That's the same thing. She didn't mean no harm. It is embarrassing, but it's Sexy Red.
Y'all, we don't
Are we surprised?
This is what young people do.
Don't interrupt. Go ahead, Shaq.
This is what not all young people, obviously. Some of them still have some decorum, but this is what young people do. You know, they take really important institutional stuff and they turn it into memes and jokes. And we have a generation below us who aren't even as educated on this stuff as we are. I mean, they're not teaching this stuff in the schools no more. I really don't think she meant anything by it either. And once it was called out, like Marcus said, she responded. I don't think she thought about it. Unfortunately, these people don't think about anything. And but it was,
I have to say this right now. Shaq, did you move to Canada because you said memes instead of memes? That's all.
I did say that. That was me just talking fast. Don't be trying to call out the one word I got wrong.
Go ahead.
Are we even really sure that she even made this, or did some faceless person make it?
She shared it.
Posted it. She shared it.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, we've seen worse. We've seen Dr. Martin Luther King in a do-rag with a bottle of Henny with a stripper in his face on a Club 5 flyer. So we have seen so much worse. And Sexy Red is not a favorite of mine. So the fact that I'm even defending her is just crazy to me right now. But we have seen a whole lot worse. that
I don't
people
think
have
just
done with that
because we've
man's
seen
face.
worse. I don't think just because we've seen worse, it still doesn't make it right. In my
No,
opinion.
it does not. It does not make it right. But we have never really seen Bernice directly respond and call out anybody else, especially if they were famous, for doing this, and his image was used in a much worse way. So all I'm saying is be fair about it, because Sexy Red probably got a lot more flack than anybody else would because of who Sexy Red is. I get that.
Sexy
But
Red was
let's
first
just
target.
exactly let's just be fair about it and come down on everybody else that uses his image in a much worse way.
Anybody else have anything to say about that?
Frederick.
All right. Well, what did I see a hand or no?
Frederick wanted to
Go
talk.
ahead, Frederick. Go ahead.
Okay, so my whole thing is this. I like Sexy Red a little bit. The song do get the club hopping, whatnot. But I will say I feel like I do agree with Shaq that somebody probably created that for her and then she shared it. Yes. However, it's like, girl, come on now. But at the same time, if she's doing what all the other rappers in that era, in that generation are doing, which is you are making success off of being stupid. And it's what a lot of content creators are doing. As they call it, it is baiting the audience in. So she got a lot of shares. She gonna get a nice little deposit from the Facebook and the Instagram. She's gonna get a cute little deposit from Twitter. So for her, it was a business move, honestly. And if you leave it to me, I think that she's taking a page out of her own new president's book.
Okay. Tamar, did you have something to say about that?
I mean, I agree with everybody. It's like clickbait. You know, I think like she knew, I mean, anything she does, and it just goes back to say like history is not being taught in school. And most of these kids see that and they're like, oh shit, look at Sexy Red. She just did oh shit, who Dr. Martin Luther King. Half of them probably don't even know who he is.
No,
They haven't even learned about it. And they're probably like, okay, who is this man she in the picture with? And then they like, oh my God, he was in the 60s. Like, you know, so it did probably like give young kids an opportunity to have a learning moment on who he is. But I do feel like it was intentional. I knew, you know, she's a very clickbait type of artist. She knows what she's doing, and she knows I'm about to get checked. Let me, like, Trump is president. Let me get on top of this, because you know everybody getting a Trump check right now. So I just feel like she knew what she was doing, but it's so sad that it had to be the day of that, you know, that moment. And I agree with Natasha as well. Like, there's been people that's done so much, but who she is has made it worse.
Most definitely. Speaking of rappers, you know, Nelly, Soulja Boy, Rick Ross, Snoop Dogg have all agreed to perform at the crypto ball that was held on Sunday night in Donald Trump's honor. And this generation is they're just all they care is about the bag and attention and clout. And it's just really disgusting to me, especially what Soulja Boy said on his Instagram. I want to share this clip.
Kamal ain't never put no money in my pockets, nigga. Trump put money in my pockets, nigga. When are trying to say something about me performing at the crypto ball party, did Kamala call my phone? Did Obama call my phone?
No.
Did any of you call my phone? Oh, God. Fuck you, man. I do what the fuck I want. Trump called my phone. It wasn't even a Trump event. Trump wasn't even there. Y'all so worried about.
I was the one that performs for himself. So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh? Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the fuck out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you niggas gonna do it first? I was the one that performs for himself.
So I think that was in 2017, and it just goes to show you how quick and what clout does. Because fast forward to present day, he was one of the headliners at the crypto ball. So I was reading a lot of comments on Instagram, and a lot of the young kids were like, y'all would have did it for a bag too. And I commented, I said, our ancestors fought and literally lost their lives so we could have freedom, and this is the way, these young kids don't seem like they care about what our ancestors went through, or they don't care what the optics look like when they're performing for someone like Trump. So what do you guys think about this? I mean, a lot of people are saying cancel them, and you guys know I don't believe in that cancel culture. I don't believe that people should still be allowed to make a living, hence whatever they do that we don't agree with. I don't think we should cancel them, but I won't be going to any concerts or buying any music. What about you, Natasha? Do you feel a certain way about this?
I'm at the point now where people are not surprising me anymore. And so at this point, I think honestly what makes it worse is that they knew exactly who they were performing for. Whereas we kind of had guesses on what it was going to be like before we knew what it was going to be. But, he hadn't been president yet. He hadn't had a track record yet as being president. And so then the fact that y'all actually went ahead and did events along with him, knowing exactly what we had with him, people don't surprise me anymore. So, the rappers love their money. They love to get their bag. I'm surprised, but not really. So I'm gonna still probably listen to Drop It Like It's Hot and still shake my head and be like, I'm so disappointed in you.
All right, Marcus.
Our ancestors aren't going to pay our rent in Calabasas. They died for us to live and enjoy our life. With that being said, they got rent. They got families that they need to pay for. I give them much respect. Soulja Boy kept it real on that page. He said, I did it because I needed the money. And we don't need to cancel them. No one's buying Soulja Boy tickets. No one's going to his concerts. Nelly and Ashante's residency just got canceled because it didn't have enough ticket sales. So we don't need to cancel them. They're canceling themselves on their own. With that being said, it's a money opportunity. We're here to make money. They are artists. They are performers. If Queen Amudala says to go up to space and perform for $1, I'm fucking going because I got rent to pay. I got children to pay for. It's not about selling out. It's about taking care of your family.
There's no way. I just wouldn't do it. I agree. I respect your opinion. Michael, Frederick, and then I want to go to Michael. Frederick, go ahead.
Okay, so honestly, I feel like this is the people that Trump got. So the way I rate entertainment and entertainers, there's the A list, there's the B list, and then there's the C list, and then it's like, everybody that was asked to perform are on the B list of the entertainers. So a residency, most of them were at Lovers and Friends. They are at your festival. That's a B-list artist. Personally, I do not agree that they did it, but that's their belief. Hey, they need money. I get it. Because they need the money and the coins to pay their rent because they're a B-list celebrity. They have now, they was hot in 2000. It's 2025. Mm-hmm. You didn't see Beyonce. You didn't see all your A-list folk that's out there. They were not contacted. They were not. So of course, in the words of Soulja Boy, no, Kamala did not call you. You don't have any clout. No, that you didn't get called. The only person on that list that would be an A-list celebrity would be Snoop. But we all know that personally, my personal view is we lost Snoop when him and Martha started doing the videos together. I was like, Uncle Snoop, I love you, but something ain't right in the war. When you and Martha up here,
Uncle
chilling.
Tom.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like you've been to Uncle Tom before the first inauguration because you was with Martha baking cookies and selling linens at the Kmart.
Yeah. Hey Darius, how are you? We miss you.
Darius. Love you, Darius.
Hey mom, how are you?
Hey mom. Hey mom.
Okay, Michael, what do you think? And then we'll go to Tamar. Do you have any feelings about this?
Yeah, I think it's a little funny that they're fighting over scraps, essentially. It's the crypto ball. Let's not forget, Friday of last week, both our president and first lady launched and endorsed their own cryptocurrencies. And may I tell you, it added $35 billion to their net worth. So they maybe got 10, 20, 30 grand, whatever joke of an amount to sell out and perform. But everyone is getting left out of the real money. When's everyone going to wake up to that part of all this?
Yeah, Michael, that was
Preach
good.
it, Michael.
Tamar?
Yes.
this goes to say that there's a double standard for men and women. I remember when Chrisette Michele performed at the first
I've been waiting on y'all to say that.
and she got canceled. She's still canceled. Like she has not came back. But it goes to say men get put on a different pedestal than women, and that's so sad. And they're not going to probably get canceled. What's going to happen to these people that performed for him? They're going to boost because these young men are going to be like, "Oh my God, they're hot." Like I look up to them because they're being very they went out and they're very rebellious, and that's giving these young kids rebellious soul, and it's sad. It does not for me. This is my opinion. I feel like money is money, but when do you put your integrity
exactly
in line with what you stand for?
Exactly.
Well, you're not going to get evicted.
Well, I mean,
you can't tell me. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Tamar, but you can't tell me that Soulja Boy,
is going to get the
Dog, and Nelly are check to check and about to get evicted. I just don't believe that. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, it is so true. Like people do sell their souls to the devil, and I for me as an artist, I think artists get so many opportunities to have so many endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many lanes of money, and I feel like it is true. You guys performed on the day where it was the day of Dr. Martin Luther King, and you guys knew exactly what it was. Whatever you believe in is what you believe in, but sometimes you gotta say space for the right spaces. So I just feel like this just like baffles me how this society, how Black culture canceled Chrisette Michele when she did the exact same thing. But guess what's going to happen to these four men? They're going to boost. They're going to get more fans, and their lives are going to just go off the chain. So I just think like it's just a double standard for women and men, huh?
I would
Is Chrisette Michele?
First of all, no, Chrisette is not. No, she's secular. I like to dive in with the final thought on that as this is definitely about money. But in my opinion, it's bigger than money. It's about the next 4 years and what happens in the next 4 years. I think that if you are looking to elevate it anyway, or if you are looking to get on the come up in any way, being aligned with the Trump administration is going to work to your benefit. And I think that we are going to see the true Uncle Tom nowadays.
Pause that really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Marcus, oh, never mind. I got it. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, but in short, what we are talking about here is money and being aligned with the Trump administration. There is money to be made there. And if you are looking to align yourself with the money, right? And if you are looking to make friends as an entertainer, this was a smart move. I mean, will it make people like us happy? No. But there's a whole nother base out there to pursue and to get in line with, and they're about to run the world for the next 4 years. So I think strategically speaking, financially speaking, it was a bright move for these B-list people because there's a lot of good money that can be made mid-market, and I think that they have put themselves in position to get it. Do I think it was in the best taste or the best idea? No, but I mean, I'm not getting their money, and you can't say what you would or wouldn't do when you get seeing they kind of money. So I don't know what I would do. I like to think that I wouldn't have taken it, but I think that what they did was a very strategic move, and it was smart on their end. Again, it doesn't make people like us happy, but who are we? I think they'll be fine. I'm going to keep drinking that water and minding my business.
Hey, brother.
Hey, good
I'm
evening.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say about this. How did you feel?
So, I think I felt a range of different emotions. One, these are all people that made their fortunes off of Black people, off of the Black experience. What I found funny was that y'all finna go and entertain for these white folks with these lyrics that demean Black people, that demean Black women, that glorify in some instances selling drugs. You finna go perform gin and juice in front of these white folks. That's the whole gag to me. That's it. When I think about that, like that's the funny part of this to me.
Yeah.
the reality of it is Snoop, for example, has so much money. He don't give a damn whether we think that he's a coon, he's a sellout, because Snoop has made it over. When he started hanging out with Martha, somebody said it earlier. We knew then Snoop had made it over. Rick Ross, Soldier Boy, Nelly, hell, Nelly got a baby now. So, they doing what they feel like they have to do. This is the most relevance that I have heard about Soldier Boy, and I don't know when. So these people are doing what they feel they need to do for the check. They, they're gonna be disinvited from some of our family reunions, but
they ain't trying to come no more.
they ain't trying to come no anyway.
Yeah. And Darius, I want to get your opinion on how did you feel about, I don't know if you watched the inauguration. How did you feel this week about all what's going on? And
I did watch it.
Okay.
I did watch it. I know there was this whole thing about don't watch it, like as if not watching the inauguration was gonna change the outcome. I did watch it. I felt that President Biden and Kamala Harris, I have so much respect for them because they had to sit up there with a straight face, do what was expected, while this man sat up there and basically read them shitless to their faces.
Yeah.
In that inauguration speech. And I give them kudos for that, for being brave and doing the right thing. They showed up, unlike him 4 years ago when Joe Biden got inaugurated.
Yep.
Did it make you feel where you felt hopelessness, or did that bring out any feelings in you this watching it this week? Because I know I was really down.
For me, I'm gonna say this for me. No disrespect to anybody else. Black folks, we used to struggle. Struggling ain't strange to us. We've been through a struggle. So it's these other people that ain't used to the struggle that's gonna have an issue. Not saying that we won't, but we know how to make our way through. We know how to make a way out of no way and pray. It's when some of these other people that ain't used to struggling, when they start complaining.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to our next topic and it's still in the vein of the area of the inauguration. Caitlyn Jenner, congratulations, Mr. President. Thanks be to God. Little Duval commented and say, "Bro, you got to change your name back to order." So, how do you feel about someone like Caitlyn Jenner, who is transgender, rooting this on at the same time losing transgender rights? Like, make it make sense. Does anyone?
You know what it is?
What up, Darius?
Caitlyn, this is the thing. This is the thing. Caitlyn is always gonna fall back on her whiteness at the end of the day.
Yes.
But see, that's the luxury that some white gays,
Many.
some white transgenders have.
I knew you was gonna hit
all of them.
That at first and foremost, at the end of the day, they can always fall back on the fact that they're white.
Yep.
Oh, and white and male. Think about how many over the years. Think about how long it took for us to get gay marriage, but there were always openly gay white males, people who had money and influence. They were always out in the open. They could afford lawyers and they could make sure that they had everything set up the way they needed to, and they weren't losing their mind if they couldn't legally marry because they were okay. There is a class of citizenship that is above the things that people like us worry about, and Caitlyn Jenner is there. It does not matter if you take away her right to be he, she, or whatever. Caitlyn Jenner is still Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner has still done everything that Caitlyn Jenner has. Caitlyn Jenner still consistently lives the same lifestyle. It can be called whatever, and it does not matter. Caitlyn Jenner's life does not change day to day. If Caitlyn Jenner cannot be Caitlyn or Bruce, none of that matters to them. I think there is a level of citizenship and financial security and whiteness that elevates you above the things that hold people like us hostage. Caitlyn don't give a dang that Caitlyn can't be trans legally. Caitlyn is doing what Caitlyn wants. Caitlyn chilling in her house being trans and then voting white male Republican on the document on all the issues that matter to Caitlyn.
Yes.
That is
And can I
just
answer that real quickly? Because of Caitlyn's money and privilege, they not gonna mess with Caitlyn.
They ain't looking for Caitlyn.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, they will parade.
She's the one donating.
And say, this is proof that we cool. Because Caitlyn,
Hey, let me say, Caitlyn was hanging out at Mar-a-Lago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As much as they hate and despise trans people,
but they got
you know Caitlyn getting fucked in Mar-a-lago.
Mm-hmm. Snoop gonna be
they
there
fucking
next.
the shit out of Caitlyn.
Does anyone have anything?
They fucking the shit out of Caitlyn in Mar-a-Lago.
Oh Lord, I don't need a visual.
Right. Anybody else before we move on? Okay. So something else happened last week that I can't wait to touch on. One of my biggest journalists that I look up to, entertainer Wendy Williams, had a interview on The Breakfast Club and on Don Lemon's show. And so a lot of people are saying she seems fine. As much as I want to say she seems fine, you could still tell there was something wrong. She wasn't 100% Wendy. But I think that she needs to be locked up in a nursing home? No. But you can tell by the interview, but the repetitiveness of her words, couldn't keep on topic, jumping from one topic to another. It was definitely not the Wendy that we saw in the purple chair. But should she be locked up? No. Let's talk about it. Natasha, do you have something to say about this?
So yes, I have a lot to say. So, I am in social work field. And so part of my job is to do assessments on people mentally, situationally, everything. And so for the people that are saying that Wendy's fine and she can get back on TV tomorrow, like, I need you to be real. And y'all are starting to sound like the people that say Britney Spears can jump back on stage tomorrow. There's levels to this. Is Wendy completely incapacitated? No. But has there been a mental decline? Yes. Now, it could be from one of two things, in my personal opinion. It could be a combination of the two. It could be from an actual medical diagnosis that she is currently suffering from. It could also be from the after effects of her simply being isolated, and it could be akin to someone being in solitary confinement that's in prison. There is a mental decline when people are isolated. We know that. We saw that with also COVID. That showed us that isolation does affect people mentally. Having said that, though, I did not hear or see any indication that she needs to be under a strict guardianship. Does she need a team, though, and maybe her family to rally around her? And can she do life by herself right now? She cannot do life by herself right now. She cannot maintain life by herself right now. But under a court-ordered guardianship, no, she is not. She's not there. I don't think she's ever been. Let me take that back. I think that in the throes of possibly her addiction and possibly during a potential mental breakdown with everything that she had going on with her divorce, the side baby, all of that stuff, I think that she was in the throes of a mental breakdown where maybe she was incapacitated at that time. That was situational. That wasn't permanent. And so having said that, I think that she has met the criteria where she needs to be assessed again, and her situation, her condition needs to be assessed again, where there are all of the, not all, some of the restrictions lifted, mainly her being under the guardianship, especially from a stranger, because that is a whole problematic situation in and of itself. So, yeah.
I want to get into the legal parts of this, Michael. Why are, and I hate to I always put Michael on the spot, but why are these conservatorships so hard to get out of once you get in them? Why is it so hard? Can you explain that to us?
Yeah, so part of being in a conservatorship, such as the one Wendy is in now or Brittany was in before, is that, you've been declared by a court to have some level of incapacitation. And so that means you're not able to make your own decisions on all the big things in life that we take for granted, our freedom of choice. It kind of goes away. And to overcome that, it's not just with a snap of a fingers. You've got to be assessed normally by multiple doctors, and then you've got to have the judge sign off. And if there was some other, state entity involved, they've got to sign off too. It's a process to unwind it. I think you see it with famous folks. They get these really kind of usurious ones, and their fans say, "Oh, they're not that bad off." Listen, all right. When it comes to Wendy, I think this interview was in really poor taste. It was ill-advised. At some point, whatever the reason for the decline, why don't the people that love her help her to kind of ride off into the sunset, okay, and live out her life gracefully and not in the public eye? Does she have it in her to make a living doing what she did before? I think the answer to that is no. And so why go on the Breakfast Club to talk about these things? I don't get it. It's very sad to me. And did it help her, an argument that she's maybe on lockdown a little too severe to this conservatorship? Maybe, court of public opinion for sure. But to a judge, to a doctor, I'm not convinced.
It just seems to me that it's really easy to get into these conservatorships and so hard to get out of.
Right.
How did a woman who is a billionaire get locked up under someone that doesn't know her? The family doesn't know this guardian. Like, who appoints this guardian, and why can't the person, Michael, why can't they appoint their own guardian? Why can't Wendy say, "Oh, I want my sister to be my guardian"? Why is it someone strange that no one knows? And what can you explain that to us?
Yeah, so that's also not typical. A lot of times your guardian is somebody it is a family member, it is a close friend. But if you're surrounded by folks who are not, I'll just say, trustworthy people, and you have an outside person take a look at that, court, state entity, whatever, and they determine that your family and friends don't have your best interests at heart, then you get some random stranger to make these calls for you, because in the eyes of the state, in the eyes of a court, they're better equipped to do it. So in Wendy's case, if I had to guess, for as much as everybody says, her family is there, they could be the ones to do this, I'm sure the court looked at her family. I'm sure the state looked at her family, and they decided that wasn't a viable option, rightly or wrongly.
Okay.
Well, didn't her son almost get her bankrupt?
That's hearsay, allegedly.
But young people aren't usually someone they're looking to give that type of responsibility to.
Right, but I'm just piggybacking on what Michael said. I mean, looking at the family, if they see that the family was charging up all her credit cards and using all her money without authorization, then yeah, maybe they shouldn't be the ones that are handling this for her. I mean, I'm just trying to look at it from a different point of view. But have you noticed how only women, like in Hollywood, are the ones that get conservationships? I haven't heard any male conservative stories. Just throwing that out.
And at the same time, Marcus, I'm glad you said that, because who is Demi Moore's ex-husband? Is it Bruce?
Bruce Willis.
He has he's diagnosed with the same thing that Wendy is diagnosed with, and he
doesn't have a conservatorship.
He doesn't have a conservatorship.
Because his family is taking care of him.
Well, he's married. He's married to another wife. Yeah, he has a new wife with a kid.
His whole family takes care of him. They're all
Denise still takes care of him too.
Taking care of
but
him.
who's to say Wendy's family can't take care of her? That's what I'm saying. He's not.
The court said that. The court said it.
But I recall on her. I'm sorry. I recall on her documentary where she did not want her family to be around her. And that was on her. I remember this because her niece, the one that called into the Breakfast Club with her, and Wendy was going. Yeah, her and Wendy was going back and forth, and Wendy did not want to be around her on that documentary. I don't know what transpired from there to now, from where they have a better relationship. But I recall on the documentary, Wendy didn't want to be around the family, so she had all these different people around her, and it kind of blew up. And now I feel like the family is trying to come in, which is a great thing. But sometimes when you put family in charge of things that are very a successful thing, family can kind of get you. So I don't know.
I think I
don't trust her family.
When we talk about families, though, like for instance, this example of Bruce Willis, we have to talk about the financial makeup of family. I don't know that Wendy when we're talking about Bruce Willis, and I mean, and let me say clearly, if you keep up with Bruce Willis' story, you still see his ex-wife literally in his life. Demi Moore is still literally part of his family circle, right? And then his children were born with her, and his children, had access to celebrity money, and so we're looking at people who maybe have a more of an elevated financial status, and that money is spread out. You know what I mean? I don't know that maybe Wendy Williams' family maybe has that level. If Wendy Williams is the person who maybe took care of everybody in her family, you're definitely looking at a different situation in terms of.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
I know what you're saying.
You're saying financial. The way if you're financially successful, you don't have to follow the rules of the court.
No, it's not about that. It's about saying whether or not they have the resources.
No, what she's saying is Wendy Williams
to be involved, whether or not they can handle it.
I got you. What Shaq is saying is Wendy Williams' family is poor, so they need her. That's why they got to do this conservativeship. Bruce Willis's family, they all got money. They got Demi money. They got Bruce money. They got like money within money. So they don't got to fight for him to be in conservatorship because they already got all his money. Wendy Williams, they're poor as fuck without her, so they need to do this conservatorship.
Okay. Okay. Alfonso, did you have your hand up or no?
Going back to the actual interview, I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah,
I honestly think it was AI. I do not think Wendy actually called in.
What?
Oh, okay.
Why do you think it was AI?
Why do you think that?
Technology has taken us in a place where you literally can get it for free. You can pay for it, anybody's voice. I have actually had my voice done at AI as a scam to my grandmother. Somebody had called and said that I was in jail and needed $2,500 to get out. And she was like, "It was your voice? It was you?" And I was like, "No, girl, I was teaching a kindergarten class. It wasn't me." So
interesting.
What?
Just think that me being this person that does not have money, ain't got coins. My thing is this: with the technology and the advancements, with her doing this conservatorship, if Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club wanted to really break the table, which they have done before, they have brought people in or have sent a camera crew to where that person was to have them on the show. So I get it that it may have been some legal things, but me personally, I think it was AI. I don't think it was the real Wendy.
I don't want to go as far as Frederick went and say it was AI, but I will say that as I listened to that interview, I was absolutely astonished at the difference between the clarity we were hearing on the call versus the reports that we have got about her. With that being said, I still agree with Natasha and Michael, right? I do not think that we can ever get the Wendy that we had before. But because the reports of her being so sick and so mentally incapacitated have been so exaggerated, she almost sounded like she was the old Wendy on that call. If you think about what we've been hearing about her and you listen to that call, you immediately think she's okay. And it distracts from the fact that, there were many instances on that call where there was some cognitive slips. However, because we have basically heard that she is basically our Alzheimer's dementia grandmother, listening to her on that call was astonishing. And so I am a little stunned by that. And it leads me to feel like I really don't want to say anything about this woman's health again ever until she has been seen again by doctors, different doctors. I think that it is to the world's benefit if they love Wendy Williams for her to be reevaluated and to be taken out of that conservatorship, and for people who care about her to do.
I'm loving this AI. I'm loving this AI conspiracy.
If you listen to the interviews, she was so up to date on everything about Diddy and about and it was like, girl, you've been incapacitated. They said you got Alzheimer's, dementia. How do you know so many?
She ain't got nothing to do with that but watch TV.
Hold on, Darius. What'd you say?
I said she ain't got nothing to do in there except watch TV and talk on the phone.
But if your mind is going like that, bro, ain't no way that you finna sit here.
I think the point is that her mind isn't going that way. Whatever's going on with her, we don't know.
I think ain't no way that your mind finna sit there and somebody asks you a direct question about a situation and you sit there, oh, honey, I got all the tea and I know it. And I was like,
I do think there has been some decline, but I don't think the way she presented, I think that the decline maybe has been exaggerated somewhat.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't know what's going on with that woman. Somebody can find out.
Let's see what Wendy, let's see what these comments are saying. Wendy wasn't right when she was so-called normal. Okay.
Agreed.
All right. All right, so let's get to our next topic. Here in Chicago, there has been a number of Walgreens closing down. Actually, they're closing 5 Walgreens on the south side and 2 on the west side. And they said within the next year, there'll be 100 more Walgreens shut down here in Chicago alone. So, and I guess the CEO of Walgreens did an interview with CNN, and he said, you know, them locking up of laundry detergent, of deodorant and lotion. He said they had to do that, but that kind of has set them back. And that's the reason he's saying why their customer and the money is not there. What do you guys think about this Walgreens thing shutting down?
Walgreens is good though.
Tasha?
Okay, I would
So
love
is he
to
saying
believe
that the people in Chicago steal?
Okay, what'd you say, Darius?
Is he saying that the people in Chicago steal and they got to
Yeah.
lock everything up at the
Yes,
Walgreens?
most definitely. Yeah.
Oh, they've
Okay.
done that all over the country.
I was about to say, 'cause I'm in
That ain't just Chicago.
Yeah, I'm in Phoenix. It's not just Chicago. It's not just Walgreens. It's CVS. It's Walmart. I was going out
It's here
with
too in
friends
Florida.
a couple of weeks ago, literally, and was waiting 35 minutes. I put a timer on. I waited 35 minutes to get a bottle of Jameson from Walmart because they have everything locked up. Now, if I go to the Walmart in Scottsdale, which is our like really rich neighborhood, there's no way you can grab what you want and go, which is just locked up from where I was. And I feel like there's a few reasons. I honestly just don't think it is because of the blacks or because of
They don't have the
neighborhood.
choice.
I don't think it's that. I really feel like it's honestly for us here in Phoenix, I can attest to it is not just a color or a race thing. It is actually the homeless. It is the unhoused. The fact that body wash is $11.92. The fact that bar soap is like $4 for 1 bar of soap. The fact that deodorant is $9. Like, if I'm homeless, I'm gonna literally try to, hey, the least I can do is at least try to keep myself fresh. So I am gonna bump in these stores, but we also have to think about inflation and where the world is. I mean, hell, at this point, I'm gonna be on the corner shaking a cup because $11 is a lot for some nature body wash. It's ridiculous.
Most definitely.
So, I mean, it to me, it is not just walk. And again, like we were having the conversation, like it was literally 7 people standing here trying to get their alcohol on a Thursday night, and it's like, you know, they're gonna lose money. I could go to the drive-through liquor store, pay a little bit more money for it, and I ain't gotta worry about it. Boom.
Yeah. Let's get into some of these comments. Jay Francis said it happens up here in New York too. We can't even get batteries without needing a store associate. Delois Clark, my cousin, hey cousin, in St. Louis said they're closing them down in St. Louis as well. Okay. So yeah, and you know, it sucks because a lot of the Walgreens that are closing here in Chicago are in black neighborhoods, you know, the south side and the west side, and in the economic, the neighborhoods who are not, you know,
it's highly targeted.
And so it's targeting a certain demographic, and that sucks because you know, the next Walgreens, someone was saying on the south side, is 4 miles away, and somebody who doesn't have a car who has to get on the bus and the train and get that's a lot.
Yeah, and where these people going to get their medication?
On their pharmacies. Our communities are dependent on their pharmacies.
Yeah.
Okay.
They deliver.
You know what's interesting to me is that what they started to do was lock up everything instead of hiring staff. That's what's interesting, right? Because they basically want these stores to run themselves. And so we are now we're at a time when things have never been more expensive. Money has never been tighter for people. Times are hard. So they've literally opened up their products to crimes of opportunity.
But I thought this was the golden age of America.
There are no, don't even get me started on that. But there literally are no employees in your Walgreens. Go in there. You might have 2 employees in that Walgreens. Somebody gonna steal something. I mean, come on. I mean, so you know, and so then their response is, well, y'all stealing. Well, you don't have any employees. There's nobody watching any merchandise. People are waiting for things. There's nobody here. We can't get any help. So they actually turned their stores into a place that should be robbed. And then they got mad about it. And then they locked everything up. And now they're closing the stores. They literally did it to themselves. I can't even wrap my mind around it.
I also
It's
feel like
absurd.
I also feel like it's a little bit of a competition with your Amazon and like your
Oh, but that didn't
all of
help.
that as well. I do feel like because a lot of people have turned to the delivery, the Instacart and whatnot. I do feel like they are maybe losing business because if people are stealing and then people are not also shopping. So we got to lock it up.
Oh, and it's high. It's high.
Michael,
Oh,
what is
it's $5 more in there than it's gonna be in Walmart. Let's be
Michael,
clear.
what is it like up in the Michigan area in your neighborhood? Like, what do your Walmarts look like?
Nothing's locked up where I'm at, by the grace of God so far. But I'll say this, the stealing epidemic kind of got out of hand with a lot of states during COVID, loosened up the laws around theft, all right, and getting charges for stealing these things. And so now most states won't even prosecute if you don't steal like $1,000 or more worth of stuff. And
It's
what
got to
is
be
that
a felony, right?
Right. Yeah. It's incentivized crime. Surprise, surprise. So the laws used to be tougher. Now they're not. And, this is kind of the result. Specific to Walgreens, though, there's actually an interesting story within the story. Not only did they cut their staff back, they had an executive who jumped ship to another company. This other company was the one who put in these big, beautiful, high-tech lockup security systems. And now that company's going out of business. So they spent almost $1 billion to upgrade their technology with the executive who left, made himself very rich, white, of course. And now they have a lot of fun. So, hey, it's the world we live in.
Very interesting. Okay, well,
Imagine that.
I know. Well, let's get into our next segment. My favorite part of the show is Fashion Files. So this week, there's a lot going on. There's Paris Fashion Week. There is housewife reunions. There is what else is going on? Oh, there was Grammy nominations, and so there's a lot of fashion events going on. So I want to get into our first look. We have Steve Harvey. He's in YSL in Balenciaga. I love it. Frederick, how do you feel about this? Yay or nay?
Uncle Steve sold out years ago. Still talking about inauguration. Hated it.
Okay.
I love Frederick.
Tamar, yay or nay?
Yay, I love this.
Yeah, I do too. Marcus, yay or nay?
He's giving me gay pimp. Yay.
Okay, Darius, yay or nay?
Yay, Uncle Steve.
Shaq, yay or nay?
Oh, I'm down with Steve. He be looking real rich.
All right. Natasha, yay or nay?
It's all right.
All right. Michael, yay or nay?
That color is it right now, that orange. Yay.
I like that. All right. Next, we have Bryn Whitfield. She's wearing Halston for the Real Housewives of New York City reunion. I love it. It's so 1979, Studio 54. It's a yay for me. Frederick, yay or nay?
I enjoy the Hollywood glam. I do think the theme is cute. I feel like she took a page out of Beyonce's book, but it's cute. I like it.
Tamar?
Yay.
Shaq?
It's giving White Dynasty or something like that. I don't know, but it looked rich and I like it.
Darius?
Yay.
Marcus?
Yay for the outfit, but I feel like it ages her face and makes her look really old. But yay for the outfit.
People were saying she looked aged in it. Michael, yay or nay?
Oh, she not old?
No, she's like in her.
She's
30s.
like 33.
Yeah.
She's late
Michael,
30s.
yay or nay?
She looks like Ms. Roper. Nay.
Okay. Natasha, yay or nay?
Even though I want to smack the hell out of her, she look all right.
All right. Darius, did I say your name?
I say yeah.
Okay. Moving on. We have Future and Louis Vuitton at the Louis Vuitton fashion show last night. Frederick, yay or nay? No? All right. Tamar, yay or nay?
Nay.
Shaq, yay or nay?
If he take that do-rag off, I think it work. He look rich too, and I'm supporting it.
Darius, yay or nay?
He look like he got that outfit out of City Trends. No, ma'am.
I like it. He look like he's going to cheat on somebody right now.
Tamar, did I call you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Marcus, yay or nay?
Add another baby mama to the list. Yay.
Michael, yay or nay?
Nay.
Natasha?
Nay.
Okay. Next look, we have Monica in La Pointe. Frederick, yay or nay?
Yay.
Tamar?
She never condone. She does no wrong in my book. She's sick. I'm
All right.
tired of her.
Shaq?
True. Hey, she on point in the point, baby. Hello.
Darius?
Monica Slaves, yes.
Natasha?
Love it. She looked like a sexy tennis ball.
Michael?
Hello.
It's a nay for me. Tupperware yellow.
Okay. Marcus, yay or nay?
You know what? It's a yay for me. I love Monica.
Okay. Our next look, we have, let me get my list. Sorry,
Tupperware yellow.
Look at them green balls she got on. She look good. Y'all
next
see
list, we have
Like a sexy highlighter.
we have Nene Leakes and Ivy Showroom. Frederick, yay or nay?
It's a nay for me.
Okay. Tamar?
Yeah. Oh my God. Come on.
Shaq?
I knocked this Stanley Cup over. You know I love her. She look good.
Okay. Darius, yay or nay?
Yay, Miss Leaks.
Natasha?
She look good. Yay.
Michael?
Pay her cell phone bill.
You know, on a quick glance, it looks like you can see her pistachio. So I'm going to go with nay.
Okay. Marcus?
I can't believe I'm agreeing with Michael. Nay.
Okay.
Y'all haters. is what
Next
y'all
look. Next look, we have Cindy Trim and Discount Universe. Frederick, yay or nay?
Say what?
Nay.
All right. Tamar?
No, I don't like the fit on her.
All right. Shaq?
It look like too. I don't get it. No.
Darius?
No.
Marcus?
Is Discount Universe the name of the store she got it from?
It's a brand, but discount there. It's a play on words. It's really high end.
Oh.
That's probably $1,300, probably. So yeah.
Oh, well, it's a nay.
Michael?
Guaranteed.
Nay.
Natasha?
Her silhouette is horrible. It's a nay. I see where they're going, but the fit
Yeah.
is horrendous. Oh,
Okay.
I don't know which outfit she's supposed to be in, but it's got to be one or the other, right?
Okay. Going on. We have first of all Dr. Jill Biden and Ralph Lauren, and then we have, oh my God, Melania Trump. I forgot the designer. I'm sorry. But I love both. Melania Slade. I loved it. Frederick, yay or nay?
She was dressed proper for a morning.
Okay. Tamar?
Yay.
Natasha?
yay, I guess.
Okay. Michael?
Yay.
Marcus?
Yay.
Darius?
Dr. Biden slayed. Melania looked like she was on her way to a wake.
Okay. Shaq?
Nah, I thought they ate. And I like that hat she had on. She made sure her husband couldn't kiss her. Let me tell you.
He said move.
Yes, I said wait.
All right. Moving on. We have A. DeLilio in La Pointe.
Who's that?
A. DeLilio. She's a
Oh, okay. One of the girls. Okay.
Frederick, yay or nay? No. Okay. Tamar?
I love this. It's sick.
Okay. Natasha?
I love it.
Marcus?
No, nay.
Michael?
Double, maybe even a triple nay.
Shaq?
I don't know. I like that little point stuff. I think it's on point. I don't get it, but I like it.
All right. Tamar?
I say yay.
She looks like a black snow angel.
Moving on, we have Manny Omito. He is in Louis Vuitton and Bottega Veneta. Frederick, yay or nay? Nay. Okay. Tamar?
Yay.
Shaq?
You always got somebody looking like my 7-year-old dressed them. No.
Well, that's what's in. So
That's why I got on 13 outfits.
Darius, yay or nay?
Hell to the no.
Marcus?
You've really got me into the streetwear, damn it, Ashley. It's a yay for me. I love it.
this.
I love it.
Michael?
Fur is murder. Nay.
Natasha?
I didn't like him, but I know he warm. He look real warm.
He do look warm.
He got about
All
15 layers on. He's warm.
Moving on, we have Monica again and Rick Owens in Montclair.
Hello.
She's at Paris Fashion Week. Frederick, yay or nay?
It's a yay for me.
Yes, God.
Tamar,
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
see it.
Shaq,
You know it's a yes.
Darius,
Yes.
It's given.
Marcus.
God, I do not know style because it's a nay for me. It looks like a jean jacket outfit.
Okay, Tamar.
I say yay.
Okay, Michael.
Yay.
Shaq.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
Natasha. I'm sorry, Natasha.
Not my favorite, and I can't believe I'm saying this.
Okay, moving on. We have Whoopi Goldberg and Louis Vuitton and Bottega Veneta. Frederick, yay or nay?
Nay.
Okay,
Why they group like that?
Tamar.
Yay.
Yeah, we never get to see Whoopi's shape, so I kind of like it. Darius, yay or nay?
Lord, Miss Seeley, sure it's good to see you.
All right. Natasha, yay or nay? Come on, you guys, we got a lot to get through. Natasha, yay or nay?
Yeah, she look good.
Michael, yay or nay?
Yay.
Marcus?
Nay, she looks like the girl from Wicked.
Okay.
What? No, I like it, especially because it's Whoopi, and we don't see her in this stuff. So
Yeah.
And we see why.
Shut up.
Going on, we have A. Jones and Rick Owens at the Rick Owens Fashion Show at Paris Fashion Week. Frederick, yay or nay?
Yeah, yay.
Tamar?
Yay.
Darius?
No, nay.
Shaq?
No.
Marcus?
I gotta support my fellow bald person. Yay.
Michael?
Nay.
Natasha?
I feel like his knees are upset because they cold. Why? The knees just out? No, this is a day.
Okay. Did I call everybody?
Yes,
All right.
we would like to move on.
Moving on, we have Roland Ryan and Mew Mew. Frederick, yay or nay? You guys, we need to be serious. Come on, yay or nay, Frederick?
It's awful. Throw it away.
Okay, Tamar?
Yay.
Shaq?
No.
Darius?
Yay for the top half, and nay for the lower half.
Natasha?
It's like 3 different outfits. Nay.
Michael?
Nay.
Apparently that's the fashion this season.
Marcus?
That's a nay.
Okay, moving on. We have, who's next? We have The Days and Willie Chavera. This is, Willie Chavera is one of my favorite new designers. I've been buying a lot of his stuff. I really like him. We have the group The Days and Willie Chavera at Paris Fashion Week. Frederick, yay or nay?
Nay.
Tamar?
I love this. Yay.
Darius?
Nay.
Okay. Shaq?
They look like an emo boy band. They cute. It's all right with me.
Natasha?
I don't hate it.
Michael?
Nay.
Marcus?
I loved it if I lived in Mexico.
Okay. And he is a Mexican designer. A lot of his stuff
Yeah, I could see the Mexican influence for sure. Yeah.
A lot of his stuff is all Mexican influence and
I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And let's get into some of these comments. It's just my mom just saying stuff. Okay, moving on.
We love you, Mom.
Oh, that's all the looks we have for Fashion Files this week. Okay, so our next question is, someone wrote in and said, "Dear Ashleigh and panel, they would like to know what is an appropriate amount. How many times should a couple be having sex per week?"
Just come sit on my couch.
In our opinion, yes, come sit on my couch. Question.
Come sit on my lap.
So this is like an open dialogue. What do we think about? Where'd Frederick go? We lost him. Oh no, here he is.
We got Frederick. We lost Darius.
Okay,
Darius.
what do we think about
You know what?
this? It's an open dialogue.
I think at least one time minimum at least. But with that being said, every relationship has their own dynamic and their own thing that makes them work. What's more for me could be less for you. What's less for you? Because so you know what? It really goes with the dynamic of the relationship. Because
Yeah, I think what
what works
matters
for one
is that
people
you're
doesn't
doing
work
it.
for another. Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you're doing it weekly, I don't think we need to get into how many times. To do it as many times as you want a week. I think what matters is that you are connecting weekly. I think it's up to you.
That you're connecting in whatever way is a connection for you.
Yeah. But at least you're doing it weekly, not every once a month or something. If you can manage to connect at least once a week, I think you're probably doing well. Times are busy.
I agree.
Yeah, but it's
and I was looking at this question, looking at some of the comments. This was on another somebody else was talking about this, and a lot of people were saying, sometimes you work all day, that gets in the way. Sometimes you're just not in the mood, that gets in the way.
Yeah.
Just if you have kids, that's another factor that gets in the way. So it just depends on the relationship. Natasha, what about you? What do you think about this?
It definitely depends on the relationship. It definitely depends on the couple. Like, my husband's a truck driver, so clearly our dynamic is totally different. But it has to be agreed upon with the partners, because for one person, 4 or 5 times a week is minimum, and for another person, once a month is
Right.
good too. And so, and that's just conversations that you really have to have as a couple. And so there's really no blanket amount that you can assign to it. That's a conversation that you have to make sure that you're having with your partner, and also be willing to compromise and meet in the middle as well, because sometimes you're not perfectly compatible, but compromises can happen where one can be more willing and one can back off a little bit. And also, maybe this is where you compromise in other places of life and take something off the plate of the partner, like cooking dinner, cleaning, stuff like that, where maybe I'm so tired all the time, but you cooked dinner, that took that off my plate. You did laundry, that took that off my plate. Now I have a little more energy tonight. So it's stuff like that. It's all nuances. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of nuances, in relationships that you have to take into account.
Yeah. Michael, do you have anything
just
to say?
piggybacking? Oh, go ahead.
Of course I do. If you are in a healthy relationship, there is no such thing as not in the mood. Let me start there, okay? So you better pound it out when it needs to happen. And if you don't find a way to keep your partner satisfied and they step out on you, you can blame yourself.
How many kids do you have, Michael?
Okay.
Out of curiosity, how many kids do you have, Michael?
None that I know of, but see, that's not in the mood talking. I'm just saying, be nice.
You know Michael's that top that be choking you to death. I said what I said.
Why are you Michael's sitting there like,
Frederick, do you have anything to say about this topic?
Well, then.
Hold on, you guys. Let Frederick speak.
I agree with everyone else with what has been said as far as let works for you work for you, and let works for me work for me. I do agree with Michael that there is no I don't got time or I'm not in the mood. I have been in a lot of situations, lots of relationships where, as a traveling performer, you date somebody who does not travel with you while you're on the road for 9 months and you're living out of a suitcase. And you have to deal with coming to see them physically, or they come to see you on the road every few months. Mm-hmm. So you got to get creative, because like Michael said, if when they step out, that's on you. So I knew I took this job, and I knew I was going to be going across the country. So you got to get creative, and you got to keep home happy.
That's right.
Okay. There you go. Tamar, do you have anything to add to this?
I think when you're in a relationship, being married, it has, as a gay man, you have to find what works, because most of the times, being like me and my husband, we're open. So, we had to go to therapy. We have to do all the things to make sure that everything was working out, because what we tried when we first got together, it was not. We were like resentful at each other. So that added layers. And then, so when we went to therapy and talked about how do we find solitude and meet each other halfway, therapy really helped us understand how to maneuver. So it is, every relationship is every relationship. you got to do what's best for your relationship, because the thing about it is, for me, we have been successful with what we've done. I don't recommend it to everyone, but it's just what we do. But I think you have to find what's best for you, because if you don't communicate, like I've been in so many situations where I just did for the person because I just want to make them feel good. And I wasn't happy. And so I think what that comes to, I start resenting myself, and I'm mad at myself because I forced myself to do something that I didn't want to do. So I think for us, we communicate weekly. Hey, are we okay? Are we doing good? Like, what do we need to work on? Have I done something? Is there something that you think we need to do to make it better? Like, that's what having a healthy communication of a relationship is. And especially as men, like we don't want to talk about shit no ways, but we got to force ourselves. So I think that's one of the biggest things. Like,
we do. No, I don't want to talk about it. I want to have sex.
Well, first of all, kudos to you for actually going to therapy and working it out.
We
do,
but this is the gag. This is the gag. We do, but we found we. So the thing is, we're more intimately connected sexually. Like, we have our own things. We have found ways to make our relationship copacetic. So we venture.
Here's
venture
the
out
thing.
to do things.
It's so important for everyone in this situation, and especially our public. You can't compare your relationship and what's going on to someone else's. So just keep that in mind. Just because your friends are doing this XYZ 999 doesn't mean that that's going to work for you guys. So it's so important to maintain what you have in your relationship, and don't ever try to compare it to someone else, because that's when you're going to start being like, well, wait a minute. If this motherfucker's doing this, like Michael said, then you're going to start having thoughts, and bitches going to be stepping out because you think this is what you should be getting.
Yeah.
But that's not your relationship. You know what I mean?
In my opinion, if you
Mike
ask
over here choking people and stuff. Like,
in my opinion, if you ask
we're not
this
complaining,
question, and your person asks this question, and y'all come to the same answer, y'all good. I think that's what it comes down to. Y'all both got to agree. And let me tell you, I have been in many situations where we didn't agree. But when you are in a situation where when you say what you need and that person says what they need and it match,
I think that's the best.
When you're being married, y'all,
so ask your person.
Tasha can attest. You have to really communicate about how do we connect sexually. How do we have that sexual connection? And when you're married,
getting on your knees.
You get tired.
You could be having a bad day, okay? Any man having a bad day, nuts empty, stomach full, problem solved. Every single time. Every time. Don't overcomplicate it.
You know what? And with that, I say that's the end of our show tonight. Please
wow.
Like and share. That's all I can say. We'll be back. We'll be back next week with a brand new show. We'll have some.
Are we going to be able to come back next week?
We'll be back next week with a new show. We'll have some new co-hosts. Brandy will be back next week, and some Kate, I think, will be back next week. So I'm looking forward to that. So we'll see you guys next week.
Just empty your nuts.
Thanks for watching, guys. We love you.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Everyone stay on.
Just